Hey guys, it's Francina Simone, and today I have something generally completely 100% new to my channel, and that is the book haul! So if you follow me on Twitter or Instagram, you know that I had a problem recently, and I got like 28 books. I don't know how this happened to me because y'all know I only buy books that I really like quality books. I have to read them first from like the library or for free somewhere, and then if I like it, I go buy it. But if not, I don't like seeing that shit on myself. However, you also know I had that reading slump for a few months. So I needed some inspiration to get out of my book slump, and that led me down a rabbit hole. So I got a shit ton of books to cover and not a lot of time. So let's just get into it now. First part of this video I do want to tell you is sponsored by a bitch who has no self-control. So that would be me. I bought all these books. I brought this on myself. Tears. I have no more money. And the sad part is I ain't even ashamed. So first is Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, the illustrated version. Guys, I love these books. They're illustrated by Jim Kay, and they are beautiful. I really like this one more than I like the first one. The illustration style seemed to change between the first one and the second one. The second one's a bit more like creepy gothy, and I love it. I mean, look at those buildings. Look how beautiful it is. This is Flourish and Bots, and I never would have thought of it looking this way. But I just love the creative take on that. The second book is called Journey, and this is a children's picture book. I always find that these kinds of picture books are definite hits, and these are picture books without words. This one is called Journey, and it's written by Aaron Brecker, and look at the illustrations. It is just so fantastical. Like, look at this world. I don't have words to explain how beautiful it is and just how much I love it. Sadly, my son doesn't love it as much as I do right now, but at the same time, he's still 3, so whatever. Bitch can buy picture books for herself. Doesn't matter. So guys, now, natural progression. I'm going into the children's literature that I bought because for some reason I have no self-control when it comes to buying kids' books. Like, guys, I go back on all of my principles of like quality first. Read it first and decide if you love it. Then spend your money on it. I'm like, bitch, please, no. It's a children's book. I need to buy it, whether I like it or not. I don't know what's wrong with me. I have no self-control sometimes. So I got quite a few children's books. This one is Kenny the Dragon by Tony Ditzerlizzi. If you've read The Search for Wanla or the Spiderwick Chronicles, he was the co-writer of the Spiderwick Chronicles, and he wrote by himself and illustrated The Search for Wanla, and I love his stories. I love the way that he illustrates. I'm not a huge fan of Spiderwick. However, I love the ones that he's written by himself. I love the depth that they have. They're just so fun. They're beautiful, and I love his illustrations. He is a beautiful illustrator, and I follow him on Instagram. So if you love illustrations, at least pick up one of his books just to get a feel for him and to check and see. The second one is The Tale of Despereaux. Now, most people know this story. I've never read it. Guys, okay, so like, I was pretty sure 100% that like Katie DiCamillo wrote it, and I looked at it and I was like, a junior novelization? What? That's weird. Based on the animated adventure tales. What? Like, let me take a deeper look at this. So see, this is how bad I am about buying children's books. I didn't even realize that this is like an abridged version of the actual book, and I love Katie DiCamillo. Like, if you've ever seen any of her stuff, Because of Winn-Dixie, or like The Journey of Edward Tulane. Oh my god. A book about a fucking rabbit that like broke me to pieces. If you see my cliches book tag, I think I talk about it there. The book broke me, y'all. It broke me. I was just like, God, oh, Lord Jesus. Like, the book broke me. I love her writing. I love how fantastical her worlds are. However, this apparently isn't just her book. This is based on her book. Like, how do you write a book based on another book? Like, that's exactly the same as a book. So, got burned here. These next few I file as classics, so I picked them up just because they're kind of classic. I got Winnie the Pooh by A.A. Milne. Guys, Winnie the Pooh. Like, who doesn't know Winnie the Pooh? Actually, I don't know why I bought this book, because I have a box set of Winnie the Pooh. Like, 4 books. Like, the poetry collection and, like, book 1 and book 2. Like, why did I buy this? I got Love from Paddington. I love Paddington, so Love from Paddington. The Borrowers, which is definitely about a whole bunch of little people that live in somebody's house. Guys, I love the animated series by Hayao Miyazaki from the Ghibli studios. The Borrowers Ariete, I think that's what it's called. I know it's called in Japanese, but I don't know what it's called in English. Anyways, I love that movie, and I never read the original book, so I figured, you know, why not get it? My son's probably way too young for it right now. Oh, The Secret World of Arietti. Look at that. It's on here. It's on here. I hate stickers that don't come off, but this is one of the stickers that don't come off, and it says the title of the movie on here. But I bought it because I have problems. Guys, this is one that I love from my childhood. So this is like the only legit buy from like the kids stuff, to be honest. It's Ms. Frisbee and the Secrets of Nim. I love this movie to death. I read the book once as a kid, but it was so long ago, and I don't even remember. Like, I confused the movie with the book. So I want to read the book again. Maybe I can read it with my sons when both of them are older. I don't know, because I do remember it being a little traumatizing for me, but I was a sensitive kind of kid. However, I love this book, and I love the movie. So I'm excited to share this with my kids one day. Why did I buy it now? I don't know. Now, guys, I definitely cannot go into a kids section without looking for Roald Dahl books. I don't know what's wrong with me. I have almost all of them. So I didn't have the BFG, and I didn't have the Giraffe and the Pelly and Me. So I was super glad to pick these ones up. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this one is actually a rebuy because the cover of the other one that I had got ripped. However, if you know from other videos, I talk about this book, and this book was in the 5th grade. It kind of broke me as a reader because I was not ready to read Roald Dahl out loud in the 5th grade. And it made me think that I didn't know how to read, and my teacher kind of treated me like I didn't know how to read because, you know, you get to shit like snook of berries and stuff, or, you know, oblong sea greenish jelly thing. Okay, that's not bad. Okay, I'm doing a really bad job of finding an example in here, but the BFG has a lot of like made up vocabulary, like snozzleberries or snooze cumbers and stuff like that. And when I was in the 5th grade, reading out loud in a storytelling kind of way really wasn't, I was not ready for that. And to be honest, if I was a teacher, I probably would never make kids read Roald Dahl out loud. That just seems like kind of insane when I think of it now. It's like reading Dr. Seuss out loud. Like, and then the kid feels like, well, obviously I don't know how to read and I'm stupid because I don't know how to like read these words that are made up. Pet peeve. But I do love this story. I do love Roald Dahl. I don't take it out on him. I just take it out on that teacher. And the last two things from like the children's section are humor books. I love humor books. Like, guys, I've read the first one of this, Dear Dumb Diary. It's green. I don't know what it's called. But this one is super fucking hilarious. They have me acting like an 8-year-old. Like, I laugh at every single joke. I don't know if that makes me corny or not, but I love them. Timmy's Failure by Stephen Pettis. I enjoy Stephen Pettis' comics, Pearls Before Swine. So I picked up his first book last year sometime, Timmy Failure, and I really liked it. It's about a boy. He doesn't really have friends, and he has this kind of imaginary but maybe real polar bear friend, and he runs a detective agency, and he is the world's worst detective. Hence his name is Timmy Failure. But he thinks he is the bee's knees, and he is great at everything. And he's actually pretty, like, disparaging towards his classmates, and he says, like, really mean things about them. And, I mean, he is not a cutesy, kind kid. The reason why I like this book, Timmy is so, and his situation is so ambiguous. He lives with his mom. She's single. In the last book, his mom got a boyfriend, and Timmy was obviously acting out in different ways, and it's all from Timmy's perspective, so you don't really get a solid picture of what's going on. You just get his perspective of stuff. I've read reviews where people didn't like it because he wasn't a role model kid, and I thought that was amazing because he's not a role model kid. He's a kid who has problems, and you never figure out what those problems are specifically, but you see him working through them. And that is amazing. I can't spoil the ending of the last book, but it's just kind of like reality comes crashing at you all at once and at Timmy, and you're just kind of like, the fuck? So it's really good. I like it. It's not that deep, but like when you think about it and you're conceptualizing it, at least as an adult, it's pretty deep. So this one is my 100 Adventures by Polly Hovarth. And I tell you guys that she's like one of the middle grade authors who I will buy everything that she writes. I also told you guys that she like accused me of possibly being sexually molested as a child because I was reading one of her stories and honestly all the red flags were there, and I just emailed her and I was like, so you never really mentioned this in the story, but is this a thing? And she was like, I think you're projecting. And I was like, dang, Polly, hold the brakes. Now, despite Polly's accusations, I will still continue to read her stuff because I just love her writing style. It's very funny. It's very quirky. It's very complex and it's very deep. I loved When the Circus Came to Town. I love Trolls. And I just love the way that she writes about kids and their struggles as kids. And it's so funny, but it's also so deep and complex. And I mean, like, even as an adult, I'm just like, wow. So I love her stuff. That's why I bought this book. This one is a rebuy. I actually have this on my Kindle, and I think I bought it because it was on sale. Isn't that sad that I don't even know why I bought it? Like, and this is how you know you have a problem. Why did I buy this one? But I love this book. It's called The 13th Treasures. It's about a girl who can see fairies, but this is in a world where like you don't admit that you see fairies, because as soon as they know that you see them, bad shit happens. So she goes to move with her grandmother, and she can't help but interact with them, and all sorts of crazy things happen, and she has to find the 13th treasure. I was also impressed by the cuteness mixed with the danger of the story, because it's not like cutesy like the cover kind of portrays. It's a little dark. You guys know I love dark stuff, so I love this. And check it out if you like fairies, if you like middle grade. This is gonna be a crowd pleaser. So the next book I got was The School of Good and Evil by Saman Chainani. I don't know why I bought this book. I probably won't like it because I'll probably be picking at it the whole time, but I bought it and I'm gonna read it because I fucking bought it. Check out that cover, and it's a trilogy. It might be cute. It might get better. I don't know. Okay, the last middle grade book I bought was Olimpo. Guys, this is by Lauren Oliver. She's also a YA writer. You've probably seen her other books, Gemini, I think, and she did like Delirium, that series. However, I bought this one on purpose, unlike a lot of these other books. The main reason why I was introduced to this book is because of Jim Dale. He reads the audio version of it. Now, Jim Dale also reads the audiobooks released in America for Harry Potter, and I love his voice. So I looked up other books that he narrated, and this was one of them, and I love this story. The narration is so beautiful. The writing voice is so magical. It's so twisted and dark. Kind of reminds me of a mix of like the Roald Dahl, the J.K. Rowling, the like not afraid to touch on dark subjects with a magical tone. And I love that. So I love the book, and I bought it because I wanted a physical copy. And I like this copy better than the actual like hardback one that's like orange and kind of ugly. Okay, guys, so that's like 16 books. Let's get into like some adult stuff. So guys, I really like reading humorous books, but I have to be in the right mood to read them. But my favorite humor author is Christopher Moore. I have a book by him called Lamb, the Bible According to Biff, and it's, you know, about Jesus's younger years between like 13 to 30, because it's not really covered in the Bible, and it's all told through his best friend Biff's perspective. And I mean, like, if you're super religious and you get offended by anything that could be kind of blasphemous, don't read this. Don't read it. It's not for you. I love Christopher Moore, so I bought these two books by him when I was at the library, and I just saw them, and I was like, why not? I don't even know what they're about. Guys, I don't even know the title of these books. I just bought them. This one is The Lust Lizard of Melancholy Cove. What the fuck? Don't even know what I'm getting myself into with that one. And this one is The Island of the Sequinted Nun. So next is like my sci-fi fantasy kind of buys in the adult section. This one is Mistborn. If you follow me on Twitter, you know that actually I bought this for my husband because I recommended that he read it. I also asked him if we could buddy read it because I do have it on my Kindle, and he said no. But whatever, I'm not salty about that. The next one is Queen of the Tearling. Now, this one is actually about a princess, and on her 19th birthday, the royal guards come to collect her because she's kind of been in hiding because her mom was murdered and all that sort of good stuff. And she's going back to kind of rule her kingdom and, you know, political intrigue. I was trying to get out of a slump. I bought it because I wanted to get out of a slump. I'm not out of that slump, but I bought it. Next is Outlander. I watched the show. It was very traumatizing at some parts. I bought the book because it was on sale because it was an old cover. Okay, guys, so that was like 21, right? So, okay, this one here that puts us at 22 is the Federalist Papers. I actually didn't buy this. My sister-in-law gave it to me because she was using it for school, and I really wanted it, so she gave it to me. So this is free. One thing on here I didn't pay for. So the next three books are all young adult. The first one is The Giver. Guys, I've never read this book, and everyone always says that it's the best, like, dystopian, like the first one in YA, really. And I figured I needed to read it. Also, look at this cover. I'm going to be honest here. The reason why I've never read The Giver is because the other cover is so fucking hideous. Guys, I know that's super superficial, but sometimes a bitch be superficial. So it's kind of like a utopian, maybe, but maybe it turns into a dystopian. I don't know, because I haven't read it, and I didn't even read the back cover. I just know that I probably should read it. Next, I bought this Total Impulse Buy. If you watch my cliche video, you know that I hate reading books by authors outside of the series that I started with, especially if I love that series. Like, I will never read any of J.K. Rowling's other books outside of Harry Potter because I have issues like that. This one's called A Corner of White by Jacqueline Moriarty, and I love her You're the Secret Assignments. This one is completely different. It's like magical realism, and it has time travel in it. It's about a kid, but I bought it because I love Jacqueline Moriarty, and I got problems. Last, guys, is Siege and Storm by Leo Bardugo, and this is the one book I can say I bought and I'm actually reading right now. I'm totally not deep into the book. I think I'm on page 45. I never finished the Grisha trilogy. And it's kind of one of my biggest regrets because I love Bardugo. I love Six of Crows. And I still have Crooked Kingdom that I need to read. I just still haven't read it because I feel like I need to be in the right headspace. That is not a slump out book. I feel like that needs to be a book where I'm into reading and that just like, hits me like, ba-boom, bruh, books. This is why you love books. Like, that's what I want that book to do. I don't want that book to like work me out of it. So guys, that is my like book haul. I don't know if I would ever recommend what I just did. Anyhow, I really hope that you enjoyed watching and seeing my shame. I'm just put my shame out there so you guys can know that I make some crazy ass decisions sometimes. But in the comments down below, let me know, what is the biggest splurge you've ever done on books? Like, how many books have you ever bought in essentially like a one short period of time? And make me feel like a normal person. Now guys, as usual, you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Goodreads, and I also have a book out. It's called The Keeper's Vow. It is available to buy in ebook and paperback form. So go check that shit out and have a lovely day. TTYL, ta-ta for now. Bye!